Welcome back to News Watch 12 at 11. And we're going to be joined now by Storm Watch 12 Chief Meteorologist Matt Hoffman on your last forecast of 2020. Yeah. It is a calm night, but some big changes are on the way, right?
Yeah, we're going to go into 2021 with a bit of a bang here for Southern Oregon and Northern California. It's going to be a very active stretch of weather with several rounds of rain, higher elevation snow, and then also some gusty winds. And some of these rainfall amounts for parts of the area through the weekend could be pretty impressive, especially for the coast and the coastal mountains. But tonight is still dry on this New Year's Eve, under an hour left until the new year, and we're going to stick with dry conditions through the rest of tonight and then into tomorrow morning. But fog is creating some issues out there tonight, especially in the Shasta Valley. Here's a live look at Wairika from I-5. Visibility is greatly reduced down to about a half a mile, down to a quarter mile in Klamath Falls and parts of Grants Pass. So this will continue to be an issue for some areas west and east of the Cascades in the valleys overnight. Temperatures, some of this will be freezing fog, I should mention, especially in Klamath Falls, where it's only 23 degrees right now, pretty chilly. 20 in Lakeview, it's 35 in Montague, 42 degrees in Medford right now, and 48 in Brookings. But we stay pretty quiet through the rest of tonight and to start tomorrow as well. New Year's Day, the morning will be dry, but then the afternoon rain will start to move in for the coast, some of it moderate to heavy at times, and then spread inland from there. Winds will pick up out of the south as well, up to 42 in Klamath Falls, 52 in Medford, a bit mild before that rain arrives later in the afternoon. Here's a look at those wind advisories for much of Lake County as well as the Shasta Valley, especially tomorrow afternoon and evening. Winds could gust as high as 45 to 50 miles per hour out of the south. Also going to be gusty if you're going to be heading up to Mount Ashland to ring in 2021. We'll be seeing that snow mainly arriving probably closer to 4 or 5. So most of the day there should be dry and fairly mild, but it will be quite windy with those winds out of the south. Forecast snow totals from this system: about 3 to 6 inches for Crater Lake and Diamond Lake. Lake of the Woods about 1 to 3 inches, 1 to 2 for Mount Ashland and the Mount Shasta ski areas. East side high terrain like Chemult, 1 to 2 inches, but for places like Klamath Falls, a trace to an inch at most. It's not going to add up to all that much. A similar story in the city of Mount Shasta, a trace to maybe an inch. As far as rainfall is concerned, we'll get a decent amount for the coast and the coastal mountains, where we could see upwards of a half an inch to as much as an inch and a half. Lesser amounts for most areas as you head inland. For Medford, we're looking at anywhere between from a tenth of an inch to maybe as high as a quarter of an inch. Here's Stormcast as we head into tomorrow. There's the rain, moderate to heavy for the coast and the coastal mountains. Notice it kind of loses its luster as it heads further inland into tomorrow evening and night, but it will be enough to make for some slick passes through the Cascades right into your Saturday morning. For most of Saturday, it's going to be kind of hit and miss, the rain and snow activity, but we will see a good chance of some wet weather along the Cascades through the day on Saturday. And then as we head towards the coast, it looks to be a rather rainy day in general, and then things become more widespread as far as precipitation is concerned as we head into Saturday night and then on into Sunday. So a wet weekend ahead. Snow mainly going to stay above 5,000 feet, so there will be some travel impacts for our higher passes, and winds will be strong out of the south again. We have high wind watches in place for much of Lake County and as well as the coast for this weekend. Some gusts could be up to 60, even 65 miles per hour. And with the wind will also come some pretty heavy rainfall, especially Saturday night into Sunday for the coast. Some of that rain could be very heavy and add up quite quickly. We'll keep you posted on rain and snow amounts through the weekend on tomorrow's newscast. But here's your 7-day, taking a look at some very soggy conditions for the coast right through the weekend into next week. Northern California, rain and snow pushing in later in the day tomorrow. Windy conditions continue this weekend with more wet weather expected, especially Saturday night into Sunday. The Klamath Basin, the chance for some rain and snow changing over to all snow into tomorrow night, but right now snow amounts look very light. The Cascades, we will be dealing with some snowy passes in the days ahead, starting later tomorrow. And then for the Rogue Valley, expect that wet weather to move on in later in the day, and have that umbrella handy. We'll need it here as we start the new year. Adam?